Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today I am going to read out you an article on God market written by Mr. Vikas Gora from Atheist Center, India. As I walked into my friend's house, he told me that he would show me his sanctum and sanatorium, a room of gods. I saw a crowded marketplace of gods with so-called divine images pinned to the walls as well as wooden, mud and golden idols of many gods. Amongst this traffic of gods, there were some photos which were modern. The pictures as well as the gods were modern, some dressed in saffron attire and others in white robes. Their photos were decorated with flowers as well. These modern gods are none other than self proclaimed godmen, godwomen, and spiritualists, a million or so in India and globally, who find placed amongst the prayer rooms of millions of Indians. They claim to have the secret to cure the world from all the ills through holy ash, tricks of yoga, meditation, hugs, prayers, to name a few. For centuries, India has been the salvation destination for spiritual seekers worldwide. This is exploited by self proclaimed spiritualists, godmen, and godwomen, and other charlatans. As India's economy has accelerated, the market for redemption has grown into a multi billion rupee industry. Several television channels in India beam religious programs. Hundreds of spas and yoga resorts offering meditation and alternate healing therapies dot the country. The Hindu religion has over a million gods and equal number of self-proclaimed godmen, godwomen, spiritualists and charlatans in the market. These godmen and godwomen appoint themselves and proclaim to be the representatives of God, claiming to possess so-called divine powers and miracles to cure the evils and problems of the individuals in the society. They claim to have powers to heal everything, right from polio, HIV, AIDS, cancer, stress, and any disease in the world that is present and yet to come. As new diseases surface, they update by claiming that they have solutions for all of them. They expect to be prayed to receiving healing and success in lives. This is the new age revival of modern spiritualism in India. Religions, on the other hand, are losing ground as many people see greater value in their effort and in becoming a rational human beings. The educational opportunities, exposure through media, and traveling opportunities are making many people to think and act. This is seen as the greatest threat by the religious institutions. With the increase in the pace of development in India, it is creating higher levels of stress among the urban class who are caught between the search for newer opportunities, making quick money, and at the same time struggling to maintain work and life balance. Better planning and being prepared to be eligible to the current job market would have been an ideal option for them. Instead, many search for quick progress in their lives. This desperate attitude is encashed by the so-called spiritualists, gurus, and godmen and godwomen. Many educated as well as the illiterate believe that the godmen, godwomen are learned as they have renounced the worldly pleasures and are wise enough to give suggestions to address the current problems, right from buying a house to matrimonial alliances, applying for a job, right time for investment, business deals, when to have a baby, when to eat, and when not to. This list can go on and on as people tend to lay down their problems to the godmen who exploit their ignorancy and inability. The gullible slowly get entangled into the web of ignorance and blind faith. Education alone will not give empowerment. Building critical thinking, free inquiry, and scientific temper is the key to the progress of any society. Civilizations have progressed when a climate is created for innovation, invention, and discovery. The Dark Ages in Europe give a classic example how witchcraft, sorcery, and blind faith hampered the progress. The modern spiritualism is in no way beneficial to the progress of the society, especially in India, when there are millions of people who are hungry and do not have access and equal opportunities. Interestingly, all the divine advices given by the godmen who say have renounced the world are about the worldly problems, and it comes with a price tag as well as the need to listen and to worship him or her. How come a self-proclaimed spiritual, divine, and a godman who renounced the wealth of the world and claims to be reincarnation of earlier gurus tends to amass materialistic wealth and power? How does a godman or a godwoman who claims to be a sannyasi knows about sex life and marriage issues? There can be hundreds of similar questions on them which will challenge their very existence. And from here, we shall continue in the next episode again. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon. Please download Samaram multi-channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.